Hey everybody, this is Jose here. We're about to get started in around 30 seconds. So let's take this time to do a sound test. Please go ahead and confirm on the comments box if you hear my voice and also if you see my screen, so I know we are ready. Thank you so much. Very good. Main slide on the main page so we can have our proper introduction for the session and we will begin. Very good. Perfect. Thank you for confirming, guys. And very nice to see you. Normally we do the short-term sessions once a week. This week we are doing twice, which is fun. So nice to see you again today for an active session, okay? Be ready to work with me on the planning and the execution of those trades. And of course, if you are not experienced trading futures, etc., you could certainly use a demo account, paper money, to execute those trades. But the practice would certainly help you with developing your skills. And if you have some more experience and you want to use real capital on those trades, that obviously, especially the size of it, would be your decision, obviously. But my intention is to use this 1 hour to identify as many market opportunities as possible, okay? So let's work as a team, as we always do. And if you have any question, any comment, please feel free to type on the chat box as we run the session, okay? I haven't said it. My name is Jose Blasco. I will be your guide. Today is July 3, 2019. Well, I did say it, we are getting together for intraday trading, isn't it? Short-term trading purposes. So we'll be looking at active trades. Disclaimer, so we can begin the session. The following videos, clips, demonstrations are for educational and instructional purposes only. Tradictive provides these videos purely for the purpose of demonstrating a method of using the product. Users understand that all the content used in the video is purely for demonstration purposes only and is not a guide and does not provide any indication or prediction of actual results. As a user, you understand and agree that hypothetical results obtained through the demonstration do not indicate in any way the results you may receive on using our products. Perfect. So we got everything covered in order to begin our session, okay? So let's begin. I got the S&P 500 futures in this particular workspace. And on the next workspace, as you can see on the bottom part of my screen, I have the NASDAQ. NQ is the NASDAQ, ES is the S&P. Okay, so when looking at the 15-minute time frame as a common time frame, we can see that we are dealing with prior close being below the average and DMI being blue color. We have a contradiction. We are below, but the DMI is blue. You would expect it to be red, or you would want it to be red, which means that the market condition is not a strong market condition, is not clearly defined. And when that's the case, we are okay entering short opportunities, but we need to be a little extra conservative with the targets, okay? So when looking at targets, we would then use the 15-minute time frame to look for green UFOs. And therefore, in the case of the NASDAQ, we would be planning on targets to be located at 7837.25. That would be the target. If we find a good entry, that will be the target unless the market conditions change, and then we will go check our targets using the 60-minute time frame, okay? Now, for us to be able to have a trade that we could execute, we need to find a red UFO lining up with 78.57, which is the current price for the average, okay? So 57 is here, and therefore in the 2-minute time frame we got nothing. 57 is somewhere here, and also on the 987 share bar we got nothing, and 57 is around here, and in the tick bar we also have nothing. Doesn't mean we don't have a trade. We just need to be patient for either a new red UFO to form, and then we'll be able to plan on this trade, or wait until the next closing candle on the 15-minute time frame, which will happen 11 minutes from now, and then we can assess if the close is above or below, and then assess if we want to look for longs or look for shorts. In the meantime, we know we have a potential opportunity that is halfway in the works, because we got everything we need but the red UFO, which is the key. Okay, so we're gonna have to be a little patient with the NASDAQ just for a few minutes. Okay, we'll come back to check in a few minutes. In the meantime, looking at the S&P. So what do we have with the S&P? With the S&P, we have a different market condition. So the prior close with the S&P, right here, the prior close with the S&P was 29.8575. That is below the average. Okay, it's looking more or less at the average. Is technically below, and we have the same setup with blue DMI. So we have a contradiction. Contradiction means the market environment is not clearly defined. It is not a strong market environment. Okay, therefore the target would be set on the 15-minute time frame, and look at that. In the case of the S&P, the green UFO is right there. Okay, right there. If we were to look at the specific price, we are talking about 85, where the current value is 86. In other words, there is only 1 point of room for the market to fall in the case of the S&P. Okay, so probably in a few minutes from now, when we have a new close, I would anticipate, and again, it's not gonna always be like that, but I would anticipate that probably the close will happen above the average, and that would be very good for us because now we can plan on longs, because with the S&P, shorts are not gonna work given the fact that we got green UFOs right below. And also, if the shorts on the S&P are not gonna work, probably the ones with the NASDAQ may not work too well as well. Okay, so we'll see in the end what is possible. For now, we are in waiting mode when it comes to looking at trades with the S&P or the NASDAQ. Okay, guys. Lisa, you have the DMI on the top. Okay, I got it. Oh, right on top. Okay, right on the top. Well, yes, on the okay, let me confirm this, dear Lisa. You are referring to the NASDAQ or the S&P? Okay, are you referring to the NASDAQ or the S&P? Because if looking at the S&P, I mean, I could certainly let me see if I can do something here. Okay, so when looking at the S&P, you can see that there is a little bit of red showing up. I'm not sure if you are referring to this one, but if you are referring to this one, remember that the assessment of the market environment is done on the prior candle. Okay, so the prior candle is a close below the average, and the prior candle has blue. There is no red. Okay, unless it's a visual effect. Let me see. DMI. Yeah, DMI plus is 1677, DMI minus is 18 point. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. Yeah, so maybe since my scale here is quite small, I was under the assumption that we were looking at blue. So thanks for that. Earlier I was talking about teamwork. Thanks for that. So let me update myself with looking at the 60-minute time frame with the green UFO, because the only difference would be the location for the target, and in this case the target would be located at same 7837.25. It happens to be the very same value, and this happens to be a coincidence. Okay, so I didn't know that one. Okay, so I appreciate very much, Dirk and Lisa, both to let me know of that very, very subtle detail that certainly could make a difference. In this case, funnily enough, it doesn't, but it could. Okay, so thanks a lot. So again, nothing red forming above, and we are a few minutes away still from I'm just multitasking here. A few minutes away from the next 15-minute when the candle will close, and we'll have a new 15-minute candle on that time frame. Okay, so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is to bring TradingView into the screen, and what we will do with TradingView is that we will look for Forex opportunities. Okay, we will look for Forex opportunities. Okay, so let me load my FX setup. Okay, And we'll do the same routine, we'll follow the same routine we did yesterday, which is that we will begin with looking at the majors. Okay, so I will load my pairs. Okay, I will load my pairs here. And by the way, I have the trade here running from yesterday. And let me see. So yesterday we were planning on this trade, and it was that time. This is when we were planning this trade, and look at that, how amazing that is. A price came, what is the highest value for that candle? It's 82.5001. So because of the spread, my order actually I got filled on this trade. Let me see that. Yeah, because we never achieved the target. Okay, the target was down here, so I never achieved this target. I didn't look at this trade in TradingView, and therefore I was not aware that the trade was running. Okay, but we went very close. Okay, so you got filled by 0.1 pip. Okay, and we have achieved 0.03 where the target was 97. So we ended up 6 pips away from the target. And now price is coming back to where the entry was. Okay, so yeah, with the proper trade management, this trade would be a pretty nice trade. Okay, you guys let me know if you were able to execute this trade or you were not. I would be very curious to know if you had the opportunity. Okay, so you can see here the trade is running. Okay, and the trade is still providing $180 of profit in this case, but I'm just gonna close it because this trade, I should have managed this trade, with TradingView. So I'm just gonna close it so we have a clean account. So close position, nice trade from yesterday. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and look for more Forex trades while we're waiting for the next close in the equity markets. Let me take a quick look just in case. Do we have anything red that has been formed? No, nothing red in the NASDAQ. What's going on with the S&P is giving us a red UFO here. Okay, so we need to pay attention to this. We have with the close was below, correct? Yeah, so technically we are below. Yeah, so now the problem that we said is that with the S&P, we said, if I'm not mistaken, let me recheck just in case, we said that there was a green UFO right there. Okay, exactly. So we cannot execute this trade with the S&P, even though, funnily enough, we do have a UFO that just formed here on the left. 29.85, 75 is the beginning part of the inner circle, which is the highest concentration of orders, and that is lining up nicely with the average. So it's all good to take a trade. The only problem is that the target is going to be 3 ticks away, which makes no sense at all to execute the trade. Okay, so we're going to have to wait for price to keep going down. If price keeps going down, with the next update, when the next 15-minute candle updates, that green UFO may have been removed. You know that AutoUFOs is a dynamic indicator, and therefore when new on-field orders are present, it will update and show them, but when the on-field orders have been filled, it will automatically remove the UFOs. Okay, so depending on how deep it goes, okay, in 15 minutes from now, we may get to see that green UFO to be gone. Okay, so we'll see that not in 15 minutes, actually in 1 minute from now. Okay, so we will see that. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it like that because it's 9:14, as you can see on the bottom part of my screen, 9:14. This is New York time. Okay, so we are 45 seconds away from the close. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait those 45 seconds. In the meantime, I'm gonna look at your questions here. So let me see. Yeah, good, very nice, Maka, to see that you were executing the trade as well as you, Dirk. Good one. By the way, there were amazing opportunities in the equity markets yesterday, like 1 hour after we concluded our session. I'm sure some of you were trading. Dear Jose, we are receiving some Forex trade ideas via email. Are there also options trade ideas that we could share? Not at the moment, but we will, I'm sure we will add that at some point in the future as well. 100 contracts and 3 ticks. Yes, I hear you, my friend. Yeah, very good. Okay, so let me see. We have a new candle. Okay, new candle. The UFO is still there. So unfortunately, when it comes to the S&P, it's not looking good for shorts. For the NASDAQ, it may be a different story. So I'll go check on the NASDAQ right now. Okay, so NASDAQ. What's going on? We have a clear close below the average. Oh, good. We may have a good news. We may have a good news with a new UFO that formed here. Okay, so prior close below the average. We got red showing up on the NASDAQ. We know the target would be 7837.25 based on what we said earlier. Okay, so we certainly have an opportunity. Now, to take this opportunity, we would need to make that UFO that just formed. We will need that UFO to line up with 5481, which that, let's face it, that's 55. And if the NASDAQ goes from 49 and moves up from 49 to the UFO, so that moving average will move up to 55 something. And my challenge here is 55 something is the end of the UFO. Okay, in other words, you would be buying where basically you have the last little micro pile of orders. So you would be really relying on something that is very not so much reliable, you know. So it's it's gonna take a little more patience here for us. We're gonna have to wait another 15 minutes. If the market keeps moving down in the next 15 minutes, it will bring the average down. And therefore, in the next candle, we will have the average to coincide nicely with this UFO or other UFOs that may form on the middle chart with the share bars, or the chart on the right with the activity candles, the tick charts. Okay, so we're gonna have to use a little patience here. And while we are waiting for this to happen, let's go back to our beautiful Forex markets and let's find another opportunity. Okay, so I will start with the majors. On the top, we have the 60-minute time frame, as you can see. So beginning with the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar today is a different picture. Yesterday was not too clear, but today the picture is clearer. We have a strong move up, okay, strong move up, clear closes above the average, and also we have the DMI to be green. So all of this is telling us that it's time to go long, where the moving average, okay, where you can see here on the right, or you can also see here on the top, it's pointing at 7012, being 7012 the beginning of this UFO. Okay, so certainly we do have an opportunity to enter this trade. Yeah. So we have an opportunity to enter this trade, but I will pass. And here's why. So the entry would be 12, the stop would be 10. So basically you have 2 pips. Which is very nice, very narrow range if you wish, but at the same time, given the fact that we are dealing with a decentralized market where different brokers have different prices, I am a little concerned about such a narrow level. Okay, so because there are many currencies, I don't need to force anything here. So I'm gonna go check on the euro, where the euro had a close below the average and red DMI, and now is above, so nothing to do with the euro. We'll move to the Great British Pound. When looking at the pound, we have same setup, okay, same setup as the euro, so we'll pass on the pound. When we look at the Kiwi, New Zealand dollar, we have prior close is above the average, DMI is green, the average is pointing at 66.88, okay, and 66.88 falls in here. Okay, now again, such a narrow range. From 89 to 87, again, we have the same problem we had on the Australian dollar. So unfortunately, with these time frames, it's not a valid approach. Okay, what else do we have? Canadian dollar. So what do we have with the Canadian dollar? Clear close below the average. DMI is red, so that's a confirmation. Market environment is clear and it's a down market. So we want to plan on shorts, and the shorting point that we welcome is the average price, which is around 130.91. You can see it on the right, you can see it on the top, and 130.91, it's more or less in the middle of that UFO. Now problem from 91. From 91, actually from 91 to 98, I got more. Okay, so I'm gonna be okay with this one. I will be okay with this one. Now the current price is 67. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm gonna be a little pickier, guys, if that's okay, because if this comes back up, because it's so far down away from the average will experience a little bit of a bending. And that means that instead of 91, the average may be like 95, 96. And again, having that stopping point around 98, I have the same situation or very similar to the one we saw on the Aussie dollar or the Kiwi. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep looking for those opportunities, okay, and be a little bit more selective, okay, or another way to say selective is to be picky. I'm just checking on the NASDAQ, I'm just checking on the S&P as well to see what's going on. Nothing new, so we will come back to the currencies. Back to the currencies, we are now looking at the Swiss franc. Okay, US dollar, Swiss franc. So yeah, not good. Not good in the sense that we had a close above and now it's below the average, so not defined. US dollar, Japanese yen, clear close above. Careful with the market environment. It's not a clear market environment. The DMI is red while the close is above. This is not a clear market environment, okay? So we need to keep that in mind. And when that's the case, what happens is that your targets are closer, okay? Your targets are closer. So in any case, if that was good, we are looking for 72, okay? 72. And our entry here would be 70.70 with the bottom being 65, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a little undecided here, and since we have many other currencies, I mean, this trade we could make it work, guys, okay, especially because you can also see on the range time frame where we would have a little bit of a confluence with this 73 and also this 63.2 that is coming very close to the 65.0. So there will be a little bit of a confluence, and I believe we can make it work. But you know, I would prefer to look at neater market environments since we have multiple currencies. No need to force the trade. Okay. Yeah, Dihide, I see you are referring to the trade ideas from TradingView. So you know what? Let me show you that very quickly. Let me show you that very quickly. So if you are not familiar with it, you know what it is, and you also know how to use it, because it's important. I need to give you a few instructions because, you know, so TradingView, I'm not sure if all of you are users of TradingView or not. And if you're not, you know, you should be. This is a fantastic environment. You got free charts for many markets, etc. And you can also have your UFOs here. Plus you can have them on the go because you have a mobile app for Apple and Android as well. So you can have your UFOs on the go there. They are so cute on your cell phone. But anyway, so putting that on the side, you know, in our ideas section, okay, we have a section. So you could come here in the tick where it says ticker. You can look for people. And when it comes to people, you can type the name of our company, which is Tradictive. Once you find us, okay, and you click Tradictive, you will basically get to this page. And once you get to this page, you can see that there are trade ideas, okay? So trade ideas that are published, okay, and you know, you can click on follow and stuff like that, and you get alerts, you know. Now, there are many trade ideas here that we publish every single day, okay? There are many. They're all Forex at the moment. But make sure you understand something important, okay? These are very basic trade ideas where there is not much done when it comes to the analysis. Okay, there is no looking at the DMI, there is not much when it comes to looking at the trend. So there is, you know, very basic instructions here, because many people that look at these opportunities are not joining our sessions, may not be UFO users, and therefore it's you know, let me put it this way, we don't necessarily speak the same language. So these trades are very basic. Okay, so if you were to follow what it says here below, I'm not gonna say it's not good, but it's gonna be much more powerful if you do it the way we do it in the session. Okay, in any case, if you're curious about all these trades, you can certainly you know, connect with us, and you can click on like, you can click on follow, and next thing you know, you will be alerted every day when we post those trades. Okay, and it's pretty cool. Okay, so that's I believe this is what you were referring to, dear. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, but again, you guys are more advanced than those trades if you are joining those sessions, the sessions that we are running now together. Okay, so anyway, so Euro, Great British Pound, the prior close is above. We have green for the DMI. The current moving average is 89.75 and 89.75. We have no green UFO, so therefore no trade for the Euro Pound. I'll keep going down from this place on my watch list, okay, which is the Euro Yen. So with the Euro Yen, we have an undefined market condition. So I'll waste no time, go to the Euro New Zealand. This one is defined, clear close below. DMI is red. Very clear definition. This one is looking pretty good for a trade. Let me see if I'm right or wrong. So we have the average pointing at 168.79. We can also see it above, and at that price 79, we have 79 is right in the middle of this. Okay, so we have two UFOs overlapping each other. All of these could be used as an entry zone for a short. Okay, so looking good. We have a market set up. The only thing I need to make sure is that we also have a valid target. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the 4-hour time frame, next common time frame. Remember, because the DMI confirms the market environment, so we have a strong market environment. Move to the next common time frame, which is 4 hours, and click on the unhide AutoUFOs to get the information about where the next target would be. Okay, and in that sense. Yep, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of zooming here. Okay, in that sense, we are already in the middle of this UFO, so the next natural target, okay, which is looking very, very good, is 167.13. Guys, we're talking about a pretty big move on this currency, okay, the Euro Kiwi. Okay, so we are looking at a target of 167.13. That would be the target. Okay, so looking very, very, very good indeed. So coming back to the normal scaling, disabling AutoUFOs, so we have a little bit of a clearer chart. Going back to the 1 hour time frame, so we don't get confused with the time frames. And now again, I'm gonna refocus on the bottom part in order to get a proper plan for this trade. Okay, so what do we have here? So we are looking, do some notes on the screen like I did yesterday. Okay, so we are looking at right here. Okay, I was hitting the wrong key on my keyboard. So we are looking at a stop. Okay, we are looking at a stop, which we need to define where. We are looking at a short entry. Okay, so short entry. You know what? I'm just gonna type all of this more on the left. Okay, so I'm gonna type it more on the left so we have more space. So stop will be located. We'll talk about it in a minute. Well, actually, let's talk about it now. So the stop is gonna be located right above 168.94.1. Okay, I always round up, so I'll make it 95. And because it's a buy stop, I need to add 2 for the buy, okay, and 5 for the stop. So 5 for the stop would make this to be 69, and 2 for the buy is going to be 69.2. That would be the location for the stop. Okay, and if you are with me, great. If you are not with me, let me know, and I will show you the notes from the Word document, so you can see the rules that we have for those particular situations when we are doing decentralized market trades. Okay, let's do this quickly because in one minute the market will open. So entry is going to be 168.70. 76, which is the UFO. Then we will have a safety target. Okay, so I'll call it S target. So our safety target will be the difference. We will take the difference between those two values, okay, which is 24 and 2 is going to be 26, and we will take 26 and we will drop this value down, which is going to be 50. Okay, so that means that the target would be 168.50. Okay, and finally we said that we will also have a final target, where the final target will be located way further down in a very exciting place, which is 167.13. So lots of profit to be made on this trade. Of course, you need to watch it. Okay, don't do like I did in the Canadian dollar Japanese yen trade, where I was not watching it on TradingView, and therefore I could not apply trade management, but certainly the trade works very nicely. So this one is a very similar setup if you wish, and certainly a valid opportunity. Okay, so the market already open, so I'm just gonna give you 5-10 seconds and move back to TradeStation. Okay, yeah, Altong, I see your comment there. So let me go ahead and get into the equity markets, equity futures market, futures equity markets, and I'll go back to TradingView later on. Okay, good, perfect. So we have our trade here with the Euro Kiwi. Okay, so the market has opened, and yeah, let me see with my virtual. Okay, so you guys bear with me. I'll do this super quick, speed of the light. So it seemed to me, with a quick eye I had on the markets, that the market was pushing, they were pushing lower. So we are having clearer definition to the downside in this beginning part of the day with the market open. Probably I would guess, and we're going to check that quickly, that the green UFO that was available on the S&P, that was too close to price, right? So that green UFO probably on the next 15-minute candle, that green UFO probably has been removed, and therefore we are in front of probably a valid market condition for us to execute and plan and execute some shorts. Okay, so I am again restarting my virtual machine on the other computer screen. Bear with me on that. I'm trying a new setup with a workspace. Instead of messing up my own TradeStation, I'm doing it in a virtual machine, so I can do the changes, and then I will basically transfer those changes to my final the final changes. I will transfer them to my TradeStation. Okay, so that's why I'm using a virtual machine today, same as yesterday. Okay, so my virtual, I think 2 to 3 minutes should do it for me to be back up. So let me take a look at the questions, and in the meantime, maybe Dirk, I'm planning it. Okay, so that way when I plan it myself, you can double check and confirm that what I've done is the same. Yes, you should see only TradingView at this moment in time. Yeah, the only thing visible at this moment in time is TradingView. Okay, so while I'm loading on the other screen, Al was asking about how to get to those trade ideas with TradingView. Okay, so you just get in TradingView, tradingview.com, and once you get there where it says ticker, you select people. Okay, select people, and then you type the name of our company, Tradictive. I believe you know that. Okay, and main page. Okay, and in our main page, this is where you're gonna find the trade ideas. Okay. Okay, guys. So bear with me, guys. Again, a little delay here on my side reloading the trade station. New red UFO on the NASDAQ. Okay, let's keep calm. Okay, the good thing about the markets is that they will be open tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Well, actually July 4th they will be closed, but you get my point, right? There is always opportunities. Okay, so we always want to stay cool, stay calm, and not be impacted, influence, especially if it's a negative influence because of something that may be happening in this case, you know, missing the beginning part of the trading right at the market open because I happen to be rebooting my virtual machine. Okay, so we want to keep calm at all times and not to let any emotions cloud our judgment when applying a trading methodology. Okay, this is being professional. Okay, this happens to many professions, and even though obviously I'm not too happy this is happening, you know, somehow it's a little healthy challenge to make you better. Okay, and you know, this happens to many professionals. I was saying, imagine doctors in a hospital, how many unexpected situations they encounter when they are doing things that are very, very serious, such as maybe doing a surgery, for example. Okay, so we need to keep calm. Okay, and be ready, because next minute you have another opportunity to trade, right? So we don't want to fall into, you know, too eager and therefore start making mistakes. Okay. So TradeStation is loading my workspaces now, so it should be very quick now. Cool. So again, I'm expecting, or I'm envisioning, that you guys are planning on the trades. So as I plan the trades myself, we will be kind of double checking. Okay, so for sure that would be somehow a good exercise as well. Normally I lead, okay, which is fine, and definitely I'm here for that. But at the same time, you know, if you were to lead on some trade, or you were to use me as a confirmation instead of a pure lead, that would certainly be a valid approach too. Okay. Yeah, so TradeStation is loading on my other computer screen, and the thing, the one thing that is happening is that I have many workspaces that I've been working on, and TradeStation is reloading all of them, so it's taking a little bit of time. So I'm just gonna close the ones we don't need for the session, and I will just have my main screen again back to you very, very soon. So the good news is that very good. I can see, Dirk, you are in a trade filled at 29.85 and 29.80 is your target. Got it. Lisa also short. Very good, guys. Really proud of you guys. Really proud of you that, you know, I mean, the ultimate goal of these sessions is that you guys don't need me at all. And, you know, not that I did it on purpose to have this technical slow, you know, slow down if you wish, but the fact that I'm having this little problem and the fact that you guys keep going like I didn't, that makes me very happy. Love it. Okay, so I think I have 2 more workspaces loading, and then I'll be doing some closing and then moving my screen into you guys. You are very kind, Al. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so so change of plan. I will not be using the new desktops that I was working on, and instead I will just be utilizing the TradeStation that you are used to from the prior sessions. And that is it, okay? And in the following sessions, I will not be using virtual machines anymore. You see, sometimes it's the sign of being a perfectionist, which is sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Just wanted to show you the cute new desktops and so on. But I haven't had the opportunity to put that on my computer, so I was using a virtual machine. But this is creating, you know, a slow experience, and therefore I'm gonna go back to basics, okay? And in the following days, I will have everything properly installed in my computer instead of virtual machines, and it should be a normal experience, if you wish, okay? But anyway, so here's TradeStation, okay? So let's continue, guys, okay? So what do we have? Again, quickly, S&P 15-minute time frame, prior close is below, DMI is red, we just had a close. The close is below, DMI is still red. Do we have any UFO? Yes, we do, but those are just a little above the moving average, okay? So I'm just gonna move into the NASDAQ. If you are in the trade already, it's all good. But if you are not in the trade yet, then I think I would welcome the NASDAQ better. So let me see. With the NASDAQ, we got close below, DMI is red, moving average is 51, 51 something. This one begins at 51 something. So this one is going to be good. So what I need to do is to check what the target is for the NASDAQ, which I got it from before. It's 7837.25, and therefore we are ready to enter a trade. Okay, so the trade will be entered using the bottom part of this UFO. Okay, we just had a little accident here. If you heard a noise, something fell on the floor. It's all good. Still alive. Okay. So, good. So what do we have? This is going to be 51. So we'll make it 52. So we'll make the entry to be 52. You know, with the NASDAQ, I prefer much more to use the order bar because it's too much scrolling on the matrix. So I'm shooting for short, 2 targets, 1 stop. We'll use 52 as the entry. Okay, so we will use 78.52 as the entry. This is not the entry. 78.52 is the entry. We will use the final target to be 78.37.25. When it comes to stops, we got 55 and 55. That's it. So it's going to be 55.5. Okay, so stop, pretty narrow. 78.55.5. So 78.55.5. That would be the stop. So therefore, we have 3.5 points of risk. Therefore, the safety target will be located 3.5 points down, which is going to be 78.48.5 if I am not mistaken with the math. So the order is in, place order. 1, 2, 3, yes. So we have the order. I guess we'll be able to observe that in the matrix immediately. Yeah, this is entry, stop, target 1, and final target at 37.25. Okay, so this is where we are. We just need the NASDAQ to move up just a little more, 2 ticks more, 3 ticks more, and we'll be in a trade. Okay, so ready for it. A little fast when it comes to putting the trade in place, especially since I just came back sharing my screen. But hopefully you had the opportunity to follow. And now more with the lines on the chart. Hopefully you can see the trade very clearly for you. Okay, so yeah, NASDAQ is ready. Mario confirming that. Brian, Dirk, very good. Very good. Okay, so now we just need to be kind to the NASDAQ and ask the NASDAQ very politely, please NASDAQ move up a little bit. That's all we need to ask the NASDAQ. Okay, and then if the NASDAQ happens to be very obedient, it will come to us and give us a good trade. To be honest, it's actually a very good thing that the NASDAQ is moving back down before it goes back up. First of all, it's likely to go back up because it's now entering green UFOs. This is likely to bring the price back up. Okay, notice that there was a green UFO here a minute ago. Okay, now it's gone, which means that buy on field orders have been filled. Okay, so all of this is actually very good for the price to come back up. So you see the price moving down all the way to 42, and you may be feeling, oh my God, I'm missing the trade. Well, not necessarily. We are managing our risk, okay, and this is actually a good thing that those buy on field orders are being taken away. So the green UFO is not supposed to be too powerful in this type of a market condition where the market is closing below an average and the DMI is red. So that UFO, I'm not too impressed, okay? Probably it doesn't have too much power to do too much, but now that it's gone, because the orders got filled, if the price was to come back up to where we want and we get filled, now we have a higher probability of seeing the price falling down faster because there is nothing green below to stop it. Okay, even though I would not be too concerned about those green UFOs because we have a market condition that is defined on step 1 as a down market. Okay, so we are good with that. At the same time, what may happen sometimes is that you miss the trade. Okay, and if you miss the trade, it's okay, because 15 minutes from now, actually 10 minutes from now, you will have a new close on the bottom part of the chart with the moving average, and therefore a new value for the average, and potentially new UFOs that form as well. And all of these will give you an opportunity to enter the trade. Okay, so with all of this said, we're just gonna wait patiently to get the trade we want. We are not gonna change our mind just because the market is moving. Okay, discipline goes first. We are professional. So quick look at the S&P to see if any opportunities are rising on the S&P side. How is your trade going, Dirk? How is your trade going? Okay. Nothing special in the S&P. No red UFO. Now it's dropping to 42.75. Okay, so again, all of these may make you a little impatient. Okay, especially if you, instead of watching it together in the get together session, you happen to be watching it on your own. Okay, and you are out of the ES with launch money. Good one. Okay, good one. So now let's go for the next one. Very good, Dirk. Lisa also made $75 hitting target one on the current contract. Very good, perfect. Super happy to see that. Okay, so again, new UFOs kicking in. Okay, so this now it is indeed creating. Okay, this was already making me feel a little bit like that. Okay, but now we got two red UFOs that are taking place below where our entry is. Okay, and what does that mean? That means that now we are less likely to meet entry, at least in this candle. Okay, so that's the bad news, is that we are likely going to miss this trade. The good news is that we have a greater confirmation for the type of market condition that we have in the market right now, and therefore again we just need another that would be 8 minutes, actually, yeah, 8 minutes of patience, because 8 minutes from now we'll have a new close below, therefore a new value for the moving average, and therefore we will be able, very likely be able, to replan the trade either using this UFO or maybe this one. Okay, and also, by the way, if price was to drop a little more beyond what our target is now, okay, and one more thing as well, I am sharing those thoughts so you can anticipate next trades coming, okay, so you don't miss them. So as you see the NASDAQ reaching where the target was, I mean, the target was, what was the target? The target was a green UFO, correct? The target was a green UFO. So if the price of the NASDAQ was to surpass to the downside, okay, if the price of the NASDAQ was to surpass our target, it could be that when the bottom chart of the NASDAQ updates and we check again where are the next UFOs, it could be, okay, it could be that now the UFO that we had located at 78.37 is gone, and therefore this opens the door for a further target further down. Okay, so that could be the case. Okay, and hopefully that's the case. Okay, and always anticipating if that's the case or not. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is switch to the 60-minute time frame. Wait, I just typed 0 instead of 60. So I will switch to the 60-minute time frame, reactivate the UFOs. Okay, I'm pretty sure, okay, the next one, in 8 minutes, 6 minutes from now, we'll have a close on the hourly time frame, isn't it? Because it's gonna be the top of the hour, and therefore the next target will go from 78.37 to 78.09. Okay, opening up another 30 points of profit margin. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave the UFOs there. So we'll see what happens in 6 minutes from now, but you will see how this green UFO, it's very, very likely to be taken away, because of price reaching that UFO already. Okay, am I looking at this correctly? Yeah, well, not fully sure. Maybe it goes from dark green to light green. And if that's the case, we will still need to keep 78.37 as a target. Okay, so again, no need to speculate. Certainly need to anticipate so we are ready and we don't miss trades, but no need to speculate. In the end, our trading decision will be based on what is on the screen. What is on the screen at the right time. And this is going to be 5 minutes from now, which is when this candle will close. Okay. So back to the S&P to see what's going on the S&P. The S&P is fighting to go above the moving average. The S&P is also finding a new friend, the red UFO, which is likely to push it back down. If that UFO was to taken out, then it means two things. Okay, first of all, it means that the S&P will close above the average, and it also means that the on-field orders to sell has been taken away, has been cancelled, and that may be the beginning of a change of market trend in this intraday day. Okay, but in a normal case, the red UFO would push the market down, like it happened yesterday, for example, and therefore we would have a close again below the average. Okay, what happens with the trends is that they tend to last until they change. Okay, but in the meantime, they tend to last. Okay, so this is what we have. New red UFO showing up. So again, common sense suggests that the S&P and the NASDAQ both should close below the average in 4 minutes from now. But again, this is only the common sense. What will make it close above or below will be the orders. Okay, and so the institutions may add a bunch of orders right before that. So we'll see that. Looking at your comments on the comments box, no comments. So I'm guessing that everybody is doing okay. I'm guessing everybody is doing okay. Still 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes and a half. Okay. Patience. Yeah, nothing new on the S&P. Okay, so we'll just wait. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna be getting together again, and tomorrow, of course, is gonna be Thursday. It's gonna be our day for the longer term. Okay, and obviously I am fully aware that tomorrow is July 4. And some of you may take the day off, well deserved if that's the case. But you know, I will religiously conduct the session, planning on trades for the day after. Okay, and we'll be identifying opportunities to be taking advantage of on the day after. Okay. Anyway, so we are now 1 minute and a half away from the next close. Okay, 1 minute and a half away from the next close. So we need that close because it's going to define many things for us. So look at how one of the red UFOs that formed there has been taken away. Okay, so the fight continues. Okay, the fight continues between the buyers and the sellers, defining themselves. Okay, I'm very, very interested to know what the opinion of the app will be 1 minute from now when the next candle begins, to understand better if we still got buy on field orders below or we don't, especially on the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ is likely going to meet our rule with a close below the average. With the S&P, we may still have a close above the average, still, you know, 50-50 if you wish. But with the NASDAQ, I would say it is looking like, because this is the 60-minute time frame, if I flash very quickly the 15, okay, in the 15-minute time frame, notice how we are clearly below the average. Okay, we're in the 60. We still have the green UFO. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen. Here we go. So we got the green UFO was taken away fully. Okay, so that's it. So the new target now becomes 78.04. So 78.04 is the new target for the NASDAQ. Okay, and a quick look at the 15-minute time frame again. And now we're going to be looking at 78.49, 78.50, for entries. Okay, so 78.50 we have nothing. Okay, 78.50 we have nothing, and unfortunately all those UFOs that were here has been taken out, and therefore we need to cancel this trade, guys. This trade is to be canceled because the entry at 52 does not line up with the average properly anymore. You will be shorting above the average, and therefore the trade with the NASDAQ, unfortunately, is not valid anymore. So religiously and with impeccable discipline, we cancel this order. So moving back to the S&P, what do we have? So with the S&P, we have a close 84.75, which is below the average. So we are still technically in a downtrend, down market condition, which is also confirmed by the DMI being red, but we don't have red UFOs. Okay, so I guess we need a little more patience. Okay, so be ready because new UFOs can form anytime, as you saw earlier. Okay, but again, you can see the methodology keeps you on the safe side and only allows you to trade where there is certain level of evidence for the information that you're looking for instead of guessing. Okay, guessing or hoping that what you want to happen is going to happen. The methodology keeps you, inactive until every one of the rules lines up, and now you have an edge, you have a probability on your side, and then it's time to trade. Okay, so congratulations to the S&P futures traders today. If you're still in the trade, Lisa, definitely you can certainly still get back down to your target, okay, final target, because even though it's looking very shy, both in the S&P and the NASDAQ is showing red on the DMI, and you are below the average in both cases. Okay, so even though it's looking shy, it's still good for reaching that potential target. For new entries, you will need to wait a few more minutes to see if an opportunity presents. Okay. So anyway, guys, we just reached the top of the hour. So today we had this trade with the Euro New Zealand dollar, and with the NASDAQ, we were not able to get a fill. We went like, how far was that? Okay, our entry was 52, and this particular candle went to where? The high was 51.25. Okay, so we went 3 ticks away from our entry. Objectively, to be filled, you will need 1 tick more. So we went 1 point away from the entry, and we never got filled. If we did, you would be in a risk-free trade, because certainly market moved enough to reach safety target, like it happened as well on the S&P. Okay, so good one. Oh, so you are fully out, Lisa. Very good. So I guess that you apply some. Did you apply some trade management? Did you move your stop or something like that? Okay, if you did, good job. Okay, because even though you are still in a downtrend and you may get to your final target, the fact is that the market is now going through a process of potentially reversing the trend, isn't it? And therefore, all those rules keep you safe. And if the market is going to push down again, so it's fine, because as the market pushes down again, the average will move down, new UFOs will form down, and therefore you will have new opportunities to rejoin this down market. Okay, so it's all very good. And as I said earlier, I'm super happy to see you guys acting in the market with good discipline, with lots of respect, but at the same time with no fear. And instead of looking from the sidelines, you guys are clicking the button. So well done. Okay, and by the way, to me, to be honest, it doesn't matter if you're doing it with real money or paper money. Of course, real money has more impact, but from a skill building type of activity, it helps a lot, even if it's paper money, instead of watching it from the sidelines. Okay, so good job by, as I said, respecting the market, but at the same time, no fear, knowing that you have rules that support you and protect you, and you went in and you executed the trades. And on top of that, at that time, I was not even sharing my screen. Okay, so very, very nice, my friends. Very nice indeed. Congratulations, my friends. So I will see you tomorrow. We will conclude the session now, and tomorrow we'll be looking at the options markets. Yeah, impeccable discipline. That's what it is. Okay, didn't trust it any longer and moved my stop. The day before a holiday is weird sometimes. Take your money and run, my motto on those days. Yeah, I get it. Those days you have less volume, and therefore, for a move to be continuous and keep progressing, you definitely need an injection of volume in the market, and days before holidays or around holidays, you are right, dear, that you may have slightly, how do I put it, a little bit of a naughty teaser type of behavior from the marketplace. I get it. Okay, again, the rules will protect you anyway, but you know, if you acted based on your experience and so on, that also makes sense. Okay, so good job, my friends. See you tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone.